Hey, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to Kiwoon Learning, and today, once again, we'll be going over just the fundamentals of just the market through the large indexes like SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, as well as QQQ, the ETF for NASDAQ. Today we do see open that is quite favorable for people that are trading today, just because yesterday we saw mostly consolidation. We basically squeezed in between 395 and 391, roughly only $4 moves there. And we're looking to continue to the upside here today, and we're most likely going to be quite volatile after having a very consistent day as of yesterday. Some of the big things to kind of know just before market opens today is the first thing is just railway strike is being averted. A lot of this kind of stuff that's happening in the US now is following what's happening in Europe as well. There has been a lot of strikes in Europe that have been happening in the last few months, and the US was about to have one of the largest ones, right? And if this would have happened, this would have disrupted the flow of key goods and commodities around the US, idling more than 7,000 trains and costing up to estimated $2 billion per day. The negotiations between railroad workers and unions could have hung over it on unpaid sick time. So again, this is really solid that Biden was able to basically avert this strike, just because not only would this stop, you know, goods and services, but also people trying to get to their jobs, right? A lot of people who have jobs in the city or just outside the city may not have a car or mode of transportation that can help them get to the other parts without a train. We also have new data on deck. Stock futures are once again relatively on flat this morning, but August's CPI report basically showed the headline inflation rose 0.1% on a monthly basis, despite there being a drop in gases. However, once again, this drop in gas price really isn't, you know, meaning much, just because the fact that we see out in Europe, once again, gas prices are going sky high, and the reason why gas prices are dropping here at home is because of the fact that we have traders and options traders who are actually engaging in trading that will affect those prices ultimately for the entire world, right? And so this being a drop in gas prices here isn't terribly surprising, even though inflation is continuing to rise. Inflation is a really dark cloud over equities, but I really think it's important for people to keep in mind that it's not good about the bad in the markets. It's about the better and the worse. And it does appear that inflation is getting better, he said on CNBC's Closing Bell over time. Once again, something to kind of just think about as we potentially have a reversal here in trend. But once again, we did technically hit the upper part here in terms of what the trend is. So we are thinking that we are going to continue to the downside into October here. Again, we can very easily invalidate that within the next week or so if we are able to get some kind of move to the opposite side. However, again, just something to kind of think about as people, and you should kind of have long-term positions being set up here. There's also Ford unveiling its new muscle car. Ford again looking very, very solid, and being able to have a lot of money go into R&D and for it to be doing really well, right? And so now they're redesigning the same iconic car without any electrification parts as part of its quote-unquote Mustang family. The Dodge Challenger and Chevrolet Camaro, Mustang's cars' largest rivals, they're basically expected to go electric in the coming years. I believe in California they want to go all electric by either 2030 or 2035, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, something to think about there as well. We also have Patagonia's billions. So Patagonia founder Yvon Chouinard basically said that the company expects to contribute roughly $100 million a year to global or a group of nonprofit organizations that are very climate focused. And once again, just something that we hear from very successful people, but just being able to be philanthropic. One of the other things that I think is actually one of the biggest news is that Adobe is actually going to acquire Figma, and Adobe currently, sorry, hold up, their stock, it's down pre-market. We saw them trading at 372 pre-market, and they came all the way down to 320. I believe this is a complete oversell here on this news for Adobe here. Once again, just because of the fact that this is great news for Adobe. But on the technical side, Adobe has a lot more to fall. You're probably talking about into an area of roughly 300 flat that Adobe has to fall before they make any kind of type of version. Mind you that literally just a year ago, Adobe was trading at $700 a share, so now down over 50% from all-time highs. And again, fundamentally a relatively solid company, and this is just honestly great news, right? So what Figma really is companies are able to design their websites, and we even personally use Figma for our own website and own simulation. And Figma is an extremely easy to use tool once you get used to it, and just the user interface of it as well. It makes it just very easy to access. But now that Adobe's looking to acquire it, that means Figma most likely will also now be on a monthly subscription. But also, this deal was worth around $20 billion in cash and stock. Adobe said that it would integrate some of its features on other platforms as illustration, photography, and video technology. And as you guys kind of know, Adobe has a lot of different, basically, software services, whether it's through Photoshop, Illustrator, or Premiere Pro. Once the deal closes, Figma founder and CEO Dylan Field will continue to run the company, but he will now report to David Wadhwani, the president of Adobe Global's media business. Right, so just something really, really big. Like, a lot of people probably don't understand. They just see Adobe down like $50 per share and think it's gonna be really, really rough for them. However, in my opinion, I still think this is great news for Adobe, just because of the fact of how much Figma is being used. I think that it will bring on even more people for them. So, once again, some very, very solid news. Right, yeah. SPY currently. So we closed yesterday. 394. We're currently sitting at 393-ish. Yeah, that's looking like it. So, 1/4% move. Yeah, something like that. It's like 0.25, 0.3%. That's what we're kind of thinking. I'm definitely thinking about the straddle here though, so meaning that I'm gonna go and buy the call and put at the same time, and just bet that we're gonna get a large move to one side or the other. Yeah, but we shall see once again. See how ARC is doing. Goes down as well. Closing day yesterday at 43.77, now at 43.19. Yeah, ARC definitely staged a large comeback yesterday. They're down all the way at 41.88 at one point. But we shall see, we shall see. We also have some other news here, where core retail sales also coming out at 8:30 a.m., which are basically at minus 0.3%, which is overall not great news. We'll definitely have to monitor that while we're moving forward here. SPY on the other hand, so the S&P 500, we're looking to be in a consolidation, a low base pattern. Just like QQQ, we're watching a break of the high at 396.20. Just mark that in here. 396.20. But yeah, 396.20 over or a low break of the candle of 392 flat. We get any of those two breaks, we'll probably be moving pretty fast one way or the other. Um, QQQ is kind of same thing, still sitting in a pretty strong consolidation level from yesterday's lows to yesterday's highs, kind of keeping on this kind of pattern as well. And we're trying to make a large break to the upside or downside, and we're kind of just waiting for it. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff coming out here for sure. But yeah, just some of the big things to be watching here as market opens. Once again, Adobe acquiring Figma is really big, especially for long-term positions. I would kind of wait for Adobe to calm down after this large drop that they're about to have pre-market. I believe they're trading at 370 at close yesterday. They'll be coming down to all the way 320 at market opens today. So just something to think about as market opens today. And yeah, most likely another consolidation into hopefully like a rip one way or the other, but we shall see once again. Market open 3 minutes here. We'll see if we rip one way or the other. Alright, 2 minutes to open. Tree should be joining soon, maybe? But yeah, I'm just waiting to market open here. Not really any of the other big news, kind of. Yeah, we mostly covered the main news. No super catalyst for today, for sure. Oh, I am tired though. Also just some of the pre-market movers in terms of volume. Tesla coming in at roughly 600k. We also have Store, STOR. Never even heard of this company. They have roughly 1.2 million in volume. Oh wow. 26 up to 32 this morning. Probably off of some very large news, is my guess. Tesla, yeah, same thing as SPY here. Pretty large moves. Alrighty, looks like we're coming down to 392 here. Is the idea. Market open roughly 30 seconds. And ladies and gentlemen, that is open. So now looking close to on the money for SPX. IV once again super high. But yeah, one of the main things kind of just valuation right now. We're currently in a huge drop zone, right? So we must exercise a lot of caution and make a very appropriate entry when we can, when a clustering confluence of the levels are kind of provided to us. So I want to go long at the bottom or short at the top of the range. 390 today should be a substantial amount of support that we need. So public opinion is extremely bearish for today. Once again, just being that Yeah. Sorry, just being that we don't have great report, but we are at open here. So once again, kind of just putting this straddle idea in chat, even with high IVs. Yeah, so SPX 38 55 put expiry 915. That's 1.75. And then to the call side 39.95. 39.95. That's 1.5. Alrighty, we'll see how that plays out. Once again, kind of just chilling for now. Just waiting. Yeah, open looking very, very consolidated right now. Implied volatility on SPX here is pumping right back up, 44% here. So definitely some interesting stuff. It's a slight break that we were looking at. We hold under 392.75. I think we go to lows of yesterday probably. And I don't know how clean of a break it will be, but that's just kind of my thoughts as of right now. We do have Netflix calls coming out for flow here. Oh yeah, Netflix looking to just kind of fill this gap here actually. But it does seem to be pumping here. That is for sure. SPY reverting on its head here as well. This isn't a super strong isn't a super strong buying candle. This just means that there's a catalyst or runoff from Tuesday's move. Might enter a bit into open. You have a firm flow coming in as well. So kind of just waiting, as it being quite early still. dum dum dum. Da dum dum. Market is boring. Oh my goodness. Looks like we're just kind of freezing up again. Here at open. Oh Lord. How boring. Netflix, just keep on pumping the... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, we were up at 233 here, 234. If we break, what was this, September 12th highs? I mean, we easily go up to 240, 245. Could be a very, very solid day for Netflix. SPY, we are just chillin' right now. Grabbing puts here isn't a terrible idea, actually. Yeah. Grabbing puts here isn't a terrible idea at all, actually. Increasing selling volume here. Off a pretty big break, I'll be honest. Continuation to the downside seems pretty prominent. I'm really wanting to get filled here. Unfortunately, did not grab my fill. It is alright though. SPY looking probably to continue to the downside here. Lots of selling volume. You have more selling than buying, of course, on that red candle, but momentum is definitely looking up to switch up here. Probably going to quickly retest 392.75. Maybe pull back down. Again, it is quite early in the morning, so trading in the morning, it is very volatile, especially in the first 15 minutes. If you're starting out, I highly suggest against it, actually. But yeah, a lot of it is just momentum based and knowing when you're going to get trapped out or not. But once again, yesterday was a very high consolidation day, so we're probably looking to consolidate. Maybe not again today, but at least for a little bit while before we get the move that we want. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys are doing well today. As of right now, everything is kind of boring. Yeah, SPY is kind of just sitting at the same levels. Netflix is kind of tearing up though. But yeah, overall markets are kind of just sitting. Even Tesla is just sitting. Basically same level at open, so nothing terribly interesting. Oh. We shall see though. SPY trying to stage a comeback, I guess. Dang. What a woman a candle. We completely retraced. This is now day's highs here. Yeah, this looks really good. You have increasing buying, right? Again, it's on lower volume, but it's not something that's so terrible. Even yesterday when we got like a pickup out of like the dead, we got increasing buying all the way up, coming up there. So again, we are very close to like this midline here, but also we have Alibaba flow coming out as well. People trying to target the upside for Alibaba here too. See what Baba's trading at. Baba currently at the high resistance level of 90. But I think if we do break that 90 play, we are going to see quite high upside here. But this will definitely be a preemptive entry on Alibaba, but once again, Alibaba looking like it's quite weak here actually at 90. Selling is starting to get stronger here. Starting to pull back a little bit, but hey, you don't know. If we go out and expand to like the 5-minute candle, for example, we just look like we're about to top up right here. So we shall see with Alibaba as well. Still haven't entered anything yet. Kind of just waiting for right now. But let's move to the upside. It's not looking terrible. But once again, implied volatility is very high right now, meaning that the implied move is high. Once again, this isn't necessarily great for traders because that means to leverage the same amount as you would on a quote-unquote normal day, it costs a lot more. And IV can also like drop off, right? And if it drops off, your contract will intrinsically just automatically start losing money. So yeah, when implied volatility is high, it's definitely a lot more risky to trade, just because your risk-reward ratio isn't as great. But yeah. I'm just waiting and waiting. Spike here coming to retest 394. On what momentum though? Ooh. Yeah, solid break at 394. We're getting increasing buying here. Continuation. Not necessarily looking prominent, but I like it. I like it for sure. I think people really trying to target calls here. Or at least wanting to target calls by any means. Just waiting for a slight pullback here so that we could get a better entry. We're getting closes at the top here. Ooh, that's a big break, 394. We are doing on decreasing buying though. Not sure if you guys heard that, but someone was yelling. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but that seemed like a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know. That was very loud yelling, actually. Oh lord. Why does it need to be so boring? Once again, I'm just so tired. No. Once again, the reason why we're not playing calls as soon as we break there, right, is because of the fact that we have a candle. We need the candle close, right? Also, another thing was like, even when we were approaching this break that we had, which was here, we were having decreasing buying, as can kind of be seen buying versus selling here. And so if we would have broken on this candle, I think I would have been a lot more confident in this continuation. However, we got very quickly rejected with how much selling we had. So we're looking to retest here. I think I like calls a lot better here, actually. We do have that increasing buying. Volume starting to pick up on this last candle here. So yes, I do like calls here, that is for sure. Probably trying to target 3990. Yeah, 3990s. They're currently trading at 2.30 is what the entry would be if you go in now. But I like this consolidation into a push here above 394. Once again, we are getting a decent amount of selling, which is, this would be a good candle to buy off of actually. 2.05 seems to be the SPX entry. We do get a pretty low close, however, it's not terrible. We are looking to stage a comeback here. Hopefully engulf the entire previous candle, actually. Again, looking to pull back a little bit more. We may just run out with this candle here. Lots of buying happening here. Really trying to push up into this 394 level. Completely engulfing the previous candle, actually. Yeah, wow. Very, very impressive by SPY. Seeing a lot of buying, like a lot of buying coming in. Probably looking to closer target Tesla, I'll be honest. 306.67s is where we do have a decent amount of flow coming in. Again, while Tesla and SPY don't necessarily run the same by any means, when they run, they like to, relatively speaking, run together. So I'll be playing this break on Tesla here. Maybe, if I can get a fill. Again, continuation of trend for Tesla is what we're trying to target here. We did just break over day's highs. Close over this would be great. Continuation move to the upside here on Tesla is the general idea. I think SPY looking pretty strong as well now too. So yeah. 10 seconds till close here. SPY looking great. SPY tearing actually. Yeah, Tesla coming up here now too. We are getting closes here. Did get a pretty nice fill. So yeah, very, very quick in and out there. So got in on the Tesla 306.67's calls at 3.6, exiting at 4.0. Roughly 12% trade. Again, we may see very high likeliness that we see Tesla on a continuation here on the 5-minute. That was a really big close for them actually. I just didn't like that I was getting close signals and sell signals here. Once again, this is just something that the algo is telling me, but however, we are probably wrong in this case. But very, very solid trade, you guys. It's pretty much exactly how you want to do it. Glad I exited the position. Small portfolio today, up about 6%. Yeah, 6%. So something I'll take every day, any day of the week. Remember, 4 to 6% is what I am targeting. So very, very solid nonetheless. Dum 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 dum. Slight pullback here on Tesla. SPY ripping. SPY looking a lot better than Tesla, I'll be honest, actually. Should have probably just taken SPY calls or SPX calls, but hey, it's whatever. I will take what I can take. It is all good. Yeah, 11.81% was what I ended up getting on Tesla there. So not bad at all. SPY still coming up here. Again, looking great, right? We want this continuation of a move here. Okay, just looking at what the paper traded straddle is still looking like right now. SPX 39.95s was it? So currently at currently up 110. And then the 38.55s. Put is down. Again, the reason why we're playing this break here, first time we didn't play the break was at 394, right? So we come up to 394, but once again, this is on relatively low volume. We see buying versus selling is starting to decrease, so we get very quick rejection coming back here. Also here, let me just turn this off so it's not terrible. But you get this coming up to 394, you tap 394, right? But again, this is on a lot more selling than there is buying, or not a lot more, but definitely decreasing buying. So then you don't play the first break, but you play the second break, right? And so this, I don't necessarily need confirmation of the body of the candle to go over. I did wait for it, however, but as you can kind of see, buying is kind of ramping up here. We take calls right here. Again, I took them on Tesla instead of SPY. Still ended up catching roughly a 12% move, getting in and out very quick. My target again was 395 on SPY, so just having those targets in your mind are very, very solid in terms of trying to get in and out when you want to get in and out. But yeah, looking very, very solid. Put dum 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 dum. We shall see, we shall see. Do, 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 do. But yeah, very solid break there by SPY. But I'm guessing we go into some kind of consolidation move again. It is my guess. Guessed? Guess. But yeah. Oh, whoa. $3.95, where are you? So again, green bubbles entry, red bubbles exit. Just playing that all the way up to the full dollar. 394 break up to 395. But yeah. Other than that, it's nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy by any means. We do have flow coming out for puts on AMD. AMD having literally the exact same movement as SPY. So interesting flow coming out here. I think maybe it's because it's saying it's got rejected from yesterday. But that's interesting though. Said, oh, the holidays came home sweet home. Sorry, just checking something real quick. We do have 395 hold here. We may get just a very quick hold. 2 more seconds till candle close here. Again, looking pretty green. Increasing volume, looking very solid. Hopefully run up to 396 here is what I would imagine for continuation here. Oh yeah. Great stuff. Tesla, unluckily, is kind of just sitting right now. But SPY looking really good in terms of movement. Right, we're retesting this 395.62 area, which was the zone that we had from pre-market from yesterday. I guess it was a little bit higher actually. But we're right at it. We shall see if we can break pre-markets. If we do, I think, yeah, 396.20 is in the books. Let's go. Getting very solid. Alright, so like the 39... Was it 3995? So at 2.8 right now. That is currently up 130 per contract. The 38.55s on the other hand. Currently at 30, so minus 140 on that, but plus 130 on that, so as we continue to move higher, Strato will continue to be paying dividends here. If we continue to move higher, may I say. But yeah, looking very, very solid out of SPX here. Especially if we get a potential like in the money close, we could be looking very, very good. But we shall see. We are getting very quickly rejected though, however. From, what was it? Yeah, this was like the 396 level, which is to be expected. 395.96. Yeah, we did start getting slightly decreasing buying as soon as we broke over here. On the 5 minute. On the 1 minute, yeah, very much the same. Coming up here, kind of peaking, and then decreasing buying coming through all the way out. Lots of volume coming in though. Potential trend reversal here actually. Don't necessarily like calling top one way or the other, but I think the thoughts behind it could be quite interesting. Dum dum da dum dum. But we shall see. We shall see. Oh, I'm tired though. Unfortunately. But very, very quick rejection at 396 level here. Getting a lot of selling actually. Increasing volume, decent amount of selling here. A 395 bounce doesn't seem very, yeah. Baking through 395 like it's butter. Will probably come all the way down back to 394 is my guess. Unless 395 holds. Which it kinda looked like it did. Ever so barely. We're starting to wick a lot now. Not only is movement starting to pick up, but volume is starting to pick up as well, right? So just be careful trying to enter here or exit here. Tesla kind of just breaking through high resistance. We'll be keeping an eye on that one for calls for sure. But we shall see. The market right now is, we did tear up, right, once again. Big break, but trying to probably consolidate around 395 to 396 right now. After we make this consolidation, just from like an educational perspective, volume tends to follow the same moves, I guess. So like how we kind of saw open here, we consolidated 392. We knew that this was going to be a big consolidation like area, right? So, but we are on the upside here. But once again, yesterday was huge consolidation levels, right? So if we can break 396 today with high confidence, I think very high likeliness that we get up to 397, 398. But once again, the reason why 396 is just going to be such a large level for SPY is because of yesterday. So being able to keep track of what yesterday's highs and lows were are going to be really important in terms of how you trade and potential support and resistance, just to be careful of for the following day. But yeah, the best trade. Thank you, David. Thank you for dropping in. Hope UW is going alright. Hope your classes are going alright. You end up joining any clubs, by the way? But Dum 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 dum. Still consolidation here. Decreasing volume, yeah. Probably not a huge move one way or the other. Yeah, even like Airbnb, very large moves up today. Airbnb and Netflix, but oh, that's not Airbnb. Whoa. Alright. Airbnb opening again once 125, coming up all the way to 129 here. But very interesting stuff because I mean Airbnb and Netflix, I believe, both still, well, maybe not anymore Netflix, but relative tear up, right? 230 all the way up to 236, and even Adobe, right? So Adobe trying to stage this slight comeback. Once again, Adobe's down 12.7% today. Pretty overextended by any means, in my opinion. I think I honestly don't remember what my fundamental analysis said, but this does seem like a relatively very large oversell here on Adobe. So just taking that into account, might just be a buy area here for like a very light position. 313 seems to be a better buying area for previous support. But yeah, it is definitely rough for Adobe today. By any means it shouldn't be, but it was, they acquired Figma, so I guess a lot of investors didn't like that. However, once again, I believe Figma is revolutionary in terms of website design and what it's being used for currently. So I still really like Adobe. I think their prices could be lower, but I guess again that's how they make their money. So not something necessarily I can go against here, but. SPY, yeah, once again, consolidating here. Again, this is potentially consolidation for this run up and break up to 396 here. But once again, right now it's kind of just a waiting game. We already had our one great trade for today so far, so we'll be taking it how we can. Yeah, one of our analysts hitting a very solid trade. 1.55, so yeah. $1.55 was the entry, exiting at 225 right now. 2.6, sorry. So looking relatively solid. We shall see once again. Almost looking like we're trying to make like a head and shoulder here, actually. With like this being like the neckline at 394.88. This is very like small head and shoulder by any means, but definitely kind of seeing it, I won't lie. This would be very interesting if this is the head and shoulder. So technically you'd play the break here, and going SPX puts. But wow, once again, another close over. SPY really not wanting to give this up by any means. Probably be on for another 14 minutes or so. But yeah, we'll see how things go as well. Playing this break looks very, very interesting though. Potential head and shoulder in the 1 minute is not not something we usually see on the 1 minute chart. Yeah, not something I've personally seen in a while. Maybe it doesn't even look like it'll finish out though. It looks like we are getting push up, maybe. We're right in between right now, buying and selling. Pretty even amount on both sides. Movement is quite fast though. Trying to push up. Maybe. Yeah, push up here. Pushing up is what increasing volume on this level is what SPY is trying to do here. We're getting a lot of sellers at this 395.08 area though. But overall, we had more buying than selling, even on the reversal candle. And then we got into increasing volume, so we keep taking that to the upside. Yeah, today seems like a super technical day by any means. But yeah, it's okay. Today is gonna be rough, most likely, for the next like 15 minutes to an hour. But yeah. Honestly, we'll see though. We shall see. May also just cut stream early today because it is less fun to not stream with Tree. No, it's just like overall, it's less fun to like just trade in general without like other people. If you guys do start out with trading, try to get at least like one buddy or just someone else that kind of seems interested in it. Generally, it'll help you out with your mentality and just overall like wanting to trade as well. Like at the end of the day, yes, if you're doing this for your livelihood, then you should probably be trading. But like trading is more about like the actual drive of getting up in the morning and wanting to get to your computer and just reading up upon like tons of different theories, I guess, and also economic news. Like for me personally, that's what my enjoyment of trading is. Like the money aspect shouldn't be the main aspect behind why you're trading, right? Like the main aspect of why you're trading is due to the fact that you want to wake up, because at the end of the day, when people hear money, yes, it's great in theory, but trading is a very psychological game, right? So just understanding that and understanding that there are tons of different other ways to be making money is very, very big. And maybe this is meant for you, maybe it's not, but trading, at least for me, is a lot of fun just because, yes, it is real money for now, and although it's not my real job, I don't necessarily need to bank on me having one trade go one way or the other. Do appreciate the time that I do have with it, so yeah. But yeah, looking pretty dead right now. Major consolidation by any means. Potential trend line forming here. Okay, I'm trying to draw in this trend line, but SPY is really not wanting to give it to me. It's something like that. I know it's not the greatest, but okay. The overall idea is that we're decreasing, okay? But yeah, the speculation is that if we can get like a very solid rejection from the day's highs, we basically definitely are in corrective territory. But it will be invalidated as if we start moving strong to the upside. The main idea kind of still stands though. We're most likely trying to target 397 to 405 by the end of the day? Yeah, day, sorry. But yeah. Kinda the general idea right now. But we shall see, we shall see. Potential breaks to the upside here. Retesting local highs. Try to get back up to that 396 level. Momentum's not looking great, but volume we do have as relatively solid here on SPY. 5-minute chart, again, huge decreasing volume candles, but once again, we still have another 3 minutes on this candle up here. So we may get enough volume to push up, but we want to see buying to be a lot stronger here. Just because of how quickly we got rejected from 396 level. If we want a continuation to the upside, once again, this consolidation will most likely hold out for the next 30 minutes to an hour, is my guess. So yeah, not necessarily looking great right now. But once again, we had that one green trade today. Not necessarily trying to go terribly aggressive, but yeah, very poor movement by SPY as of right now. Tesla kind of still ripping here, breaking over this 305 level. We broke over it pretty solidly, came for the retest, and now we're able to push higher. I think we're trying to break day's highs here on Tesla as we approach 310. Once again, these psychological levels for Tesla are going to be quite big, but yeah. Yeah, Tesla is just ripping. This might just be one of those days for Tesla. Not really paying attention to what the overall market does, but currently up above 2% here on the actual equity part of Tesla, so definitely looking to break higher here. SPY is not trying to do the same, that is the question. Maybe is the idea. Decreasing here, so I don't know. But yeah, unfortunately for the stream, I'm just gonna get off just because I'm exhausted. Don't really know why, I'll be honest. I'm just tired. But yeah, overall speaking, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and, you know, make sure to tell someone that you love them. Peace.